As many videos as I filmed, sometimes it's still weird to just like talk to a camera, even though I know I'm not talking to a camera. I'm talking to a human being on the other side. Oh my god, you're watching this right now. And Reddit, ghost stories, gnomes, shadow people, ghosts, witches, and an unknown entity. I've had encounters with each creature from above. I started to see gnomes when I was 12 or 13. They were small and ran across the floor. This has continued to happen without provoking or summoning. My last encounter, I was not the only one who saw it. My friend and I were sitting on the porch, and one humanoid figure ran by. It was too small to be a human with those capabilities. Shadow people have always been a problem. My mom said when I was a baby, one figure hovered over me. I have tried taking videos of them, and I have had technical difficulties where they cannot be captured and the video no longer loads and works. They have been ranging in heights, but are usually tall. They are dark, but have humanoid figures. I see them more clearly in sleep paralysis, but when I am awake, I see them as well. My last memorable sleep paralysis shadow figure hovered over me. They resembled the figure of death. I've had a feeling of levitating during paralysis and getting blankets taken off me, along with waking up in weird positions like laying horizontally in bed when I go to sleep vertically. When they are around, I feel anxious and fearful. I pray in hopes they will leave. In terms of ghosts, I have seen a pale woman with a face dressed in dark clothing in my home. They were there for a moment and left. I am concerned due to my use of the Ouija board in my house. I had 2 childhood homes that were haunted. One, a boy lived there. There were footsteps, and you would see the boy at times. We moved. In this home, things would move by themselves. Items will fly off counters and shelves. My mom would see it, as would I. In terms of witches, my mom and dad both practiced. One day, I went to the woods and saw a witch, or what I believed to be one. I was in a wooded area by myself going on a walk, and in the trees I saw a woman wearing a black dress that was very layered. They were not flying, more just levitating. I pretended to not see it, and quickly walked away outside the woods. When I looked back, the woman was on the side of the trail. There was not a possibility that it could have gotten there so quickly. It did not make contact other than stare. Unlike the woman I perceived as a ghost, the entity was solid. It looked like a human, and were aged, but had capabilities that were not human. Lastly, I make paintings and draw, but I have terrible experiences making them. I will see shadow people around me crawling on the walls, which in turn makes me destroy all my art, because I think it releases evil. I slept on the couch last night, and I heard a voice coming from near my last painting. I feel eerie when looking at it. It is hung in the living room behind the couch. As I lay down, I heard my roommate's voice from behind me. I knew he was not behind me, but he was sleeping in his room. It kept calling me and I did not respond. I try to never respond. I don't know why supernatural encounters keep happening. I have a theory that jinns, demons, and skinwalkers are the same entities. To those who have never heard about them, it might feel a bit uneasy to hear that there are an entirely different species living among us, acing us in matters pertaining to physical strength. I am talking about jinns, pronounced as jinns. A creation must attributed to exist in Islamic folklore, even though they have existed way before the advent of Islam. Where are they now? Jinns have long been here before humanity even set foot on this world. You gotta shake off the whole theory of evolution to absorb this. Living in clans and colonies, they used to roam the continent, salvaging the resources of Earth. Until humans arrived, according to Islamic religious texts, jinns were concealed from humans and instructed to live in mountains, valleys, and all the places of wilderness. They were made to leave all other places for humans, for they were decreed to dwell on Earth from henceforth. According to some sources, human eyes have a membrane that prevents us from seeing them as well. Jinns still live among us, concealed from our vision. On the contrary, they can choose to reveal themselves to us at will. Not fair, right? According to Islamic religious texts, humans were created from clay, whereas the entire species of jinns were created from smokeless fire. They are formless creatures, since fire cannot be molded into a definite form, but they can assume any shape and form. While we humans take pride in our intellectual abilities, the unique abilities of jinns include their strength. Jinns are mightily strong and have great heights. Their facial features vary in various races. Yes, jinns have different races among them too. One common physical feature is that one of them have hooves instead of regular feet, and horns at the top of their heads. Do jinns possess supernatural powers? Apart from enormous strength, jinns also have supernatural powers. of which one is of course shape-shifting. They can transform themselves into any shape or form, based on accounts of Muslim scholars of Baghdad. I think that's how you pronounce that. I think. And Cairo from 11th century. Jinns mostly assume forms of snakes, lizard dogs, and other canines. Some jinns have abilities to control weather over a small area, summoning storms and lightning. They are said to have the ability of moving extremely fast, covering hundreds of miles in seconds. The most disturbing fact is that jinns can possess human bodies. Yep, folks, you gotta watch out for yourself. Are jinns immortal? Seems like after all those perks, jinns do have weaknesses, the greatest of them being death itself. Jinns have been known to live hundreds of years. Now vampires have a foe in town. But they can be killed, they can die in fights, and they can die of old age. Just as humans, jinns have learned that by living together they can sustain themselves. Much like a normal human city or colony, jinns have their own cities and colonies and mountains, jungles and valleys. Nowadays, they are also often found dwelling in abandoned human homes. The fact that a house becomes haunted after being left uninhabited for some times is because of a nomadic jinns who have taken over. Jinns have religions like humans. They have races as humans, and they speak different languages, just as humans do. So you might encounter an immigrant Muslim jinn from Syria in the United States talking to an American jinn who is Christian or a Jew. Amazing, right? Much like human interactions, jinns also interact and communicate with jinns of other regions, exchanging goods and information. They even travel to each other's places. According to scriptures, jinns eat charcoal or burnt wood. They also have tamed animals, which are definitely not your average cows, goats, camels, etc. The jinn animals have been known to eat filth and animal droppings. Now that we have background about jinns, you might as well try to fit this creation into modern definitions of cryptids, demons, ghosts, etc. According to my theories and research, I believe jinns and the entity demons. Jinns also resemble the entities described in several Native American folklores, such as the old famous skinwalker. Skinwalkers have always been seen as an overly large-sized canine, which we know is the form assumed by jinns. Most of other American legends, such as the Mothman or the Wendigo, might as well be jinns. But why America? North America was the last continent to be discovered on Earth. Before European settlers, North America was just plain wilderness with only a few Native Americans living there as compared to the vastness of the continent itself. Much of the space was untouched by human hands, which makes perfect sense as to why majority of these species would choose to inhabit the Americas. As our numbers are increasing day to day, we have been provoking them by taking their territories. Hence, we find examples of curses over certain pieces of land in Native American folklore, which exist to this day. These places have all kinds of strange and paranormal phenomenon occurring there to ward off humans. I like reading people's theories because, people get into it, you know? Reading that story, I can tell that person was really into it and be like, this is how it all connects, you know? Oh, I just realized I love Todd. Oops. Todd's in my room. He's not in here. We got this little guy, though. This guy. They don't have a name. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. For me and this no-named little fellow, we wish you the best. Have a good night. It's night here. Peace out. Hey, I'm sorry for dreaming about the future. You and I'll be better when we're old enough. This pic, can you guys see it? This pic. I went to a concert with my friend, and we went to a Daniel Savy concert. After the concert was over, Daniel left. His brother was out there cleaning up and cleaning up all the equipment, and we stayed and watched, of course. And he gave me this pic. This isn't just any normal pic for me. This is the pic that I got from a musician. All these other people were reaching out, but he handed it to me. I was like, oh my god, thank you. I just wanted to document this online so I could forever see this. 2023 has been nice. I mean, there's been some bad days, but we pull ourselves out of those because we're just so awesome, right? right person watching this, you're awesome. I'm awesome. We're both awesome. Come on. We can do this. Yeah. 2023 ain't got nothing out of this. Nothing.